Good morning. Hey, Michael Erickson. How are you? Let me know if the sound's good and all. I'm finishing my breakfast. Drinking some coffee. Good deal, thank you. So what have you been up to this fine end of year? Santa Claus good to you? That's funny. They were good to mine too, but mine are old enough now that it's more of a money thing. My son's 23 and my daughter's be 26 here in a week. I've got one mail call to do from Gina. She sent me a couple of V-nickels for my album, which I was excited to get. 5 and 14. And then I bought a V-nickel or two and a walker to fill a spot in my album. And I've got some more stuff coming. To that spot where you can't just find these things in rolls. Thanks, Michael. Pa spare time. It is a surprise to see you before 11 a.m., Pa. Tell Hudson congrats on the nickel, on the V nickel book. That's awesome. That is an awesome thing to get. Which one is he missing? The 1912 or the 1885? So I did get, like I was saying, a card from Gina R that I was decided to get. I kind of wasn't expecting it. Just popped in the mail. Said, wishing you and your family a delightful Christmas and Happy New Year. And then she included, and we had talked about it on one of my other streams, or maybe just communicating on some of her streams, but she included a 1891 and I think it was an 1895 or 96. I apologize, I plugged them in and forgot to write down which ones they were. But but it did fill 2 spots, so I'm really getting close. I just need the 85, 86, 87, 88, and 90, 94, and the 1912S, and I actually have one of these that I bought recently, and so I'm waiting on it to get here. It's in good shape. It's not. Oh wow, the 1885. Yep, that's a hard one to get. You would think that it would be easier to get than the 1912S, because the 1912 vintage is only 238,000, and the 85 is $1,000,004. I mean, almost 3 or 4 times the coinage. But it seems to be a harder one to find. And then on my walkers, I upgraded the 1921S. And I've got a 21D that I bought. And I also found a 19D, I believe. So I'm closing in a little bit at a time on filling my Walker book. But I can't wait to get the 21D in. And so Pa, I don't know, I doubt husband will watch this stream, but so I had upgraded the 21. So I've got one that I'm planning on sending for Hudson's album if he doesn't have it. It'd be a 21S. But when I get that done, I will only need the 21P. Trying to go back and look exactly what I've got coming. I've got a 19D, and I've got a 1912S V nickel, and a 91 V nickel, and the 21D Walker, and the 17D on Outburst. So that was pretty good, not but 18 bucks on it. That's not in bad shape, so I felt pretty good about that one. Good morning, Shelley. Okay, all right, good, Pa. Let me know. I will hold that for him. I'm actually going to have two 21S's, and I can give him the best example of either one, if you'll just let me know what he needs. So we can put those back, and then I've got, this is the 1974 FS101 that I got out of the mint set, and I'm going to send it to Treasure Hog to send to PCGS for me. And I'm hoping to get Top Pop a really good grade on it. And then Shelly, I've got the 82D large date that I found. It's not in the greatest of shape, but it would fill a spot. You said you needed it, so I still have that to mail to you. Oh yeah, that's a good way. And I bought one too, Pa, and I bought it because it had the 1912 D nickel in. Shown that spot was in the book, and I bought it for less than $30. And it was not complete all but one. I mean, it was missing a bunch, but it had 1895 that I could use, but it had that 1912S in there, and I didn't know if they just didn't realize it or what. And I'm sure, Shelly, hey, slick one. But then when I got it in, it was a D. When I put it under the scope, it was a 1912D and not a V. So did everybody see Gina R video that she did on the upgrade on the gold? That was pretty cool. And so what I'm thinking about doing too, I haven't done a giveaway in quite a while, and I've got almost a full tube plus of V-nickels, and I've got 2 albums now that I bought partial albums, and so I'm thinking about making one album of V-nickels, best dates I can put in there, and doing that as a giveaway. Maybe over the next few days, if anybody's interested. there's not many people that seem to collect vehicles, at least not, you know, on the channels that that are showing the collection as it's going. So that's why I started doing it, just because it seemed a little different. Yay, Paul, 1500, 1502. Yay, yay, yay. Yeah, and if anybody hasn't subscribed, if you would please consider. Pa is trying to get to 1500 subscribers, and it's one of those channels I think that highly deserves it, and I'm glad to see and have been a part of seeing your climb to that point, Pa. I did a little hunt with Copper Owl the other day. We didn't do any good. So I think I'm also going to work on my penny album maybe after I finish these rolls. And I have a tube here that Jim sent me of all red pennies that fill some spots in the album. Dad Spare Change, good morning. While I've got a fair amount of people in the chat, I want to ask you if you would just say a prayer for Allison and her family. Her mom is in hospice and is really in the final days of her journey through dementia. And I mean, we really are expecting a call anytime. Could be in another day. You just really never know how that stuff goes. And just an awesome little old lady that has welcomed me into their family over the years as a son. And I just, you know, just feel for them and what they're having to go through. And I know she would appreciate any thoughts and prayers that y'all could put out there for her and her brother and our family as we're going through this. So, but just a tough time for Allison, Allison and her family as we're going through this, and we would appreciate your thoughts and prayers. Okie dokie. So this penny box that I've been going through has not been the best. I don't think, although, now here's where the issue with my desk. Thank you, Pa. We lost my stepmom about, well, spring of last year, and now it looks like we're gonna lose my mother-in-law too. But she's, you know, we're ready for her not to be suffering anymore. That's, you know, it's not the woman we've known and loved there anymore. Good morning. Everybody's sending thoughts and prayers for your mom.
Oh, thank you. Are you online?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're part of the online experience, babe.
Babe. I'm sorry. I had my football stuff running.
I just haven't done it in a while.
That's great.
It seemed like everything was taken care of this morning,
I
so.
think it's great. I just didn't know. I didn't want my football to bother anybody.
Yeah, that was a 91 and a 95 that Gina sent me. That's my little cheat card I keep in my pocket on my walkers and my vehicles that I'm looking for.
I hate to tell you that delivery last night.
That what?
That delivery was not Amazon. That stuff that was on the carport.
Yeah.
Was not Amazon.
Oh. I am, Pa. I don't go back. They wanted me to come in Wednesday, and I turned down triple time. That's not like me. But
Nope.
I just was ready for a good extended time off. I don't go back now till the 3rd, and even then, if things progress as we are expecting to, I will probably take next week off also. As part of a bereavement package that we do at work, so.
Honey.
Huh, hold on just a second. Oh, goodness.
I did it. I totally forgot.
So that's what you're saying, that second thing of yarn that I didn't need to
that is
get?
too.
I bet it is.
It's okay. It's all right. I shall crochet a lot.
So we have exploded from the diamond art.
Hey, anybody wants a hat, a
Yeah.
toboggan, let me know.
If anybody needs a good warm toboggan, let me know.
Please let me know. I got so much yarn. Yeah, I forgot about it.
Oh yeah.
I did this in the middle of the night one night.
And you even got
Oh, yay.
a
Maybe it's got a
magazine.
pattern in it. How much is in that?
Her yarn supply for recently.
I gotta get more
Pretty
boxes.
colors in it though.
I know it
There's
was. And
oranges
they were,
in there
it was
with
on
you.
sale. Like I got it for like $2
Yeah.
or something. Or less.
Cool.
So I'm not gonna need yarn except for that one color because I couldn't find that one color. That oatmeal color. Oh, I'm excited. They came in bags too. That's nice.
Shelley said good morning.
So I said, hey.
But no, Pa, this this length of time off is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And used to, I worked in an area that we never got this off. I always had to work because we had downtime maintenance that had to be done, and you could only do it when the shop was down.
He worked
And-
every Christmas.
And so I was there every Christmas. I got Christmas Eve and Christmas Day off, and then that was it.
And we'd have to come home from Huntsville on Christmas Day.
Paul said, "Can you knit a tree stand for deer hunting?"
I could try.
She could probably do the tree. She's got so much yarn. She made me I don't know, it's a long walk into where I have to work at. And it is cold, the way the wind filters down through there. And I asked her to make me a toboggan, but I wanted a scarf made into the bottom of it to wrap around my neck and tuck in my jacket so to keep my neck warm. And she whooped me one up. And then here's funny. So yesterday, Allison has a cap she likes to wear when she goes out. And so we got everything together to go visit her mom yesterday. And so we are, 15, 20 minutes up the road up on the interstate. And she realized she had forgotten her hat. And so she had her crocheting stuff with her. And so she just got out a ball of yarn. Crap, by the time we got to Huntsville, she had a hat made. I thought that was so funny.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Shelley says you can never have too much yarn
Hey, amen. Or crafting stuff.
or crafting stuff.
Or diamond paintings. Oh, me.
She's fixing to start going back to diamond painting
Yeah, I'm
before
missing
long.
it.
She's really behind on
I'm missing
some of the
it,
stuff
too.
she's gotten in.
But I can crochet it at night.
Yeah,
In the bed.
that's true.
So, I'm not gonna quit doing that. I'm really enjoying it. Oh, what a day.
and on top of all that, when I was left for work my last day, everybody kind of backs their cars in, and anybody that has ever fished at boat ramps and put in at the dark of the morning will understand. When I see somebody trying to back in, I cut my lights off so that so it doesn't bother them. And with all these automatic lights and all that, somehow or another I got mine to where the lights went off, but it still had the parking lights on, I guess. And then I didn't get it all cut off. And when I came out at the end of the day, it was dead as a doornail. And so luckily I had jumper cables, although I couldn't get into my trunk. Because they make a what they call that valet key to get into the door, but nowadays there's not even a keyhole on the trunk. And so I couldn't get into the trunk to get my cable. Somebody else had cable. Then when I jump a car off, I like to hook to the dead battery first and then connect to the hot battery. Well, the guy got ahead of me, and when I connected mine, it arced pretty bad. And I tell you what, in retrospect, it's pretty. It's probably lucky it didn't blow up in my face, because we found a big crack on the battery after the fact, and it ended up. I drove home and recranked a few times, but then when we got to trying to look into another issue, we found the battery bad, and then when we replaced the battery, it fixed all the auxiliary issues I was having. That's a good thing. Dad's spare change. Said his wife makes hats for people in nursing homes.
Yeah. And I've thought about doing it for hospice or the cancer center.
Yeah, that's what I was going back and looking again. A lot of damage on them. I haven't found a bunch in this box, although I guess, and it's the downside of not routinely cleaning my desk off, but I found a 1901 Indian head, and I think it was in the row that I was hunting, but my coins kind of got mixed around a little bit, so I don't know if I pulled it in there or not. Shelley or Daniel found a nickel with a really misplaced mint mark on it that she put on Discord.
Auburn plays at noon.
Huh?
Auburn plays at noon.
Yep. Your Chiefs are looking good, Pa.
Oh yeah, they
My
are.
Patriots are tanking.
Chiefs are looking great. I finally finished watching that game today, this morning.
Yeah, the Seattle game.
It was awesome. I mean, it went down to the last few seconds. It's crazy playing in that kind
Daniel
of weather.
found it.
watch the 2018 Quick Lane Bowl. Why not? I could listen to music because I've been missing that. I don't know.
I see a lot of these D's on these zinc pennies that has this little extra lobe at the bottom, and I can never figure out if it's damaged or just machine doubling, or. But I see that a lot. Do y'all see that a good bit? Yeah, he's on spot right now, Pa.
No, it's time to get back in shape. Total Gym makes it easy.
I don't know how that happened.
That was the thing with the Patriots, Pa. They were playing lights out on defense 2 games ago. In the last 2 games, they haven't been able to put up much of an effort at all.
So,
Their defense was what was evening out the offensive side. Hey, Jim Cantor. How are you? How's everything in Washington today? Y'all been getting some storms up there, if that Seattle game was any indicator.
that was crazy weather to play football in. I just don't get it. I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, Allison has. Shelley, don't be mad. Don't be mad. But Allison has become a big Tom Brady fan. She really respects his skill and longevity and command of the game.
Yeah, he is good. I hate to say it, but yeah. I tried hard not to like him.
Have you had much snow, Jim? Hey, Gina R. Thank you again for your card. I showed it earlier in your V-nickel that you sent. And congrats on your video that you had showcasing the gold piece. That is awesome turnaround for your silver. Okay, Michael, thanks for stopping in. Be careful. I don't have a time frame. Maybe a 28-hour stream. You never know.
Yeah.
I've got another 2 full boxes of pennies and 2 full boxes of nickels, so we could go on for a while if we wanted to. Although things will probably intervene.
I hope they will.
Now here's what we need now. We need this to be a 92 closed AM. Nope. Gina R, you had hinted at one time that you might try to do some live streams. Are you still working in that direction? If I can do it, anybody can. Pa, when will your next live stream be? Saturday after New Year's, I guess? Yeah, that was awesome, Gina. I'd trade my silver in for that. Because then you just get to start taking the silver again. It was a really, really pretty piece too, Gina. Really clean. This is as close as I can get to the 1 ounce. 2.5 and a Mikey. 2.5 grams and a Mikey. All right, I would look forward to being there. I'm going to try, depending on how things go, to be on a little bit more this week in the mornings maybe, and I will try to push your stream some. Maybe we'll have somebody pop in that hasn't been through before. Get you a little more cushion on that 1502. Yeah. Hey, my dad and stepmom used to always watch for change on the on the ground as they were walking in and out of places, and they called it pennies from heaven. And they would stick it in a jar, and then over time they would go out and eat one night on what they had put in that jar. So I could see you doing that, especially if you did odd thing like check coin returns. And I found 2 pennies in the coin store the other day in the change machine. It wasn't really a coin store at the grocery store. That's the first time I'd found anything there, although I found $8 in there, 8 presidential and dollar coins, the gold coins that were in there one day. So you could have a few scores. And I found a silver dime in a Walmart coin store. So if you really, tasked yourself with doing that, you could do that. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, I think some guys at work one time were fooling with me because they knew I would always, and another place to find change a lot is if you run your hand over the top of the vending machines, like the Coke machines and stuff like that, because people will try to pull their change out to pay for their product, and they'll pull pennies and they'll just set the pennies aside to get to the change they need and leave them on top of the coin machine. And I found 20, 30 cents up there before, and the guys at work would just laugh at me. But, man, and then one day, at where my locker was, at the end of the day, I got finished working, and I went to change to leave from work, and somebody had left like 28 cents in pennies on the bench. And I scooped them up, put them in my pocket, but I never did ask those guys about it, but I almost think they were fooling with me. And I thought they would think I would come in the next day. It's like, man, you know what? What I found, 28 cents on the bench in the locker room yesterday. And then they would be sniggering like they had left it. But I got them. I didn't say nothing to them, and I still got the change. Now that looked like some machine doubling on this penny. For sure. What year is this? This is a 1980. Didn't really see anything on the front. My webcam for my desk is right in front of the monitor, although I could change that. That might help matters a little bit. Although it's hard to get used to looking over there then. Okay, let's see how that works. So I really didn't see anything on the front doubled. That looks like damage on the inside of that O. That 0, I mean. but there's heavy machine doubling on the back. On just about all the letters in state. Don't see it in America. Daniel Lauren, how are you today? So that's about the third one of those you found, Daniel. Machine doubling looks so good. I'll be right back. I need to switch something over to the dryer. I'm watching our dogs' beds. I'll be right back. I want to get it thick. Supposed to get some weather down here later today and tomorrow. Be right back. Yeah, I do, Daniel. I've got it in one of my collection boxes over here. Thank you. Hey, Monkey King Metals. $19p. Nice. That's a nice find. I can't find Wheaties in the bank road, much less just in the coin stores. Whew, a lot of damage on that one. hope you have a good day at work today, Monkey King Metal. Don't work too hard. Drop back in if you get a break. We're not doing anything terribly exciting, but never know, we could find something nice. That's why we look. That's why it's called hunting, not finding. Monkey King, if you haven't subscribed to Paul's Spare Time and would consider doing that, he's trying to get to 1,500. He's just peaked over the 1,500 mark. We're trying to get him some cushion. So if you would, if you haven't, I highly recommend Paul's Spare Time. Two pennies and one nickel. I can't get any boxes here. Pa is good enough to let me buy some from him. So everything I've got is Arkansas pennies and nickels right now. I think one of the boxes I have may be my last bank box that I was able to get here locally. But I think that I'm going to start working on that again. I keep saying that. I just can't seem to get my foot in the door with that. Everybody like Southern Metal says, you know, oh, the credit union. Well, my credit union won't do nothing for me. 700, there you go. There's Gina's link. She's trying to get to 700. The lucky James Eller, how you doing, my friend? For those of you that came in late, I asked everybody earlier that if you would today, just take a moment and keep my wife and her family in your prayers. Her mom has been dealing with dementia for quite some time and is kind of getting to the end of that journey. And so we've gotten hospice involved, and it's kind of day to day, hour to hour right now as to her situation. So if y'all would just take a minute today sometime and say a little prayer for them that things progress without a lot of suffering, and I know she'd appreciate it. Was Santa Claus good to you, James Eller? Thank you, Gina. We went and saw her yesterday. crusty 69 that's not a floating roof. Who won the game last night, Allison? She's got her headphones on. Nice, James. I'm glad to see that. Shelley, you said you'd been looking at a lot of quarters. Have you found any of the other errors, like the speeding horse and the leaky bucket on the Nebraska quarters, or any of those? Yeah, Jim, I got a 21S in place. I got a 21D. Let's see. So I upgraded the 21S to a really, really nice coin, and I got the 17D on reverse, and I got a 17D obverse on the obverse that hasn't gotten here yet. And I got the 16D. So I'll have that one, the 17D on obverse, and the 21D filled in the next week or so. And then that will only leave about 3 or 4 more to complete the book. So I'm happy with that. It's the key dates at this point, Gina, for the walkers. So like I said, I've got a 21D that's coming. I'll still need the 21P, the 1919P, the 16S on the obverse, and the 16D or 17D on obverse. Although I thought I had one of those. 17D, yeah, 17D on obverse I've got. And I upgraded the 21S, and 21Ds on order, and the 19D, and the 16D on obverse. So I shouldn't have but 2 or 3 more to finish the whole album, and I'll have to wait till a birthday or something. Hey, Archaeology Mike. And then on my V-nickel album, I need the 85, 86, 87, 88, 90, and 94. Although, and the 1912S, but I found one of those. I got a 1912S, and I've got a 91 that's going to upgrade that one, I think. So when those come in, I will just need the 85, 86, 87, 88, 90, and 94 will complete my V-nickel album. This was the last one I got, was this tone, kind of dark colored 1884, and it's one of the harder ones to get. Mintage on the 1884 was 11 million. Then from that, on the 85, you drop down to 1.4 million. But they're still more expensive in the 85 and 86. than the 1912 with only 238,000 of those minted. So I felt better in having found the 1912 reasonable than some of those others. So anyway, still got a ways to go, but I'm not in a big hurry. Yep, that's about what it is, Jim. It's going to be pretty nice when I get it done. Then I may go back through and try and get some better examples of some of the more common dates on the walkers, because you can get those for, you know, a decent little price. Oh yeah, that would be expensive archaeology, Mikey. Oh. Those silver quarters are really pretty though. The silver proof quarters. I've got several proof sets. This was one of the last ones that I got through one of the cornrow hunts that I did. It's a 94 prestige premier silver set. But those quarters, the silver proofs, are awesome. Oh yeah, everybody likes uncirculated. Hard to find and harder to afford. Nice, James. My wife got a couple of pocket coins from a hunt we did with Pa, and she had never had one before, and she thought those were the coolest things. And I never really have paid much attention to them, but you know, I picked those coins up and kind of rubbed them, and they do have a feel that kind of makes you want to keep it in your pocket and rub it. But it's she's got both of them in flips by her desk so that she can have them in her little collection over there. And she loved those pocket coins. This has not been a very good box of pennies for finds, though. I think we found but one or two wheat pennies, and they were in the 40s. And I really don't think that Indian head was in the roll. I think I kind of drew it in from my pile on my desk by accident. nice. I've got a washer and dryer on the carport. I need to get to the street. I gave my old work car to my daughter's boyfriend, so I got it out of the carport. So I got lots of room to park now. I was looking at those indentions on that coin, wondering what they could be on his collar there. Just damage, I'm sure, but sometimes those odd little things can turn into something if you find them. I got one counterstruck coin that actually it's a die clash. You can see the memorial on the obverse of the coin where it hit the die. I thought that was a cool find. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Mikey. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience with that. At least you found something, Jim. But the lucky string is supposed to turn into lucky silver. I did some rolls with Copper Owl Sunday that weren't very good. I did find 140 in the back half of the box for Stan Horn, though. That was nice. Yep, but a coin's a coin. It's a penny or a dime or a nickel you didn't have before. What Gina was talking about earlier, she said she was going to start a video series on just change that she found and how long it would take her to find enough to buy a 2-gram gold bar or something like that. But change can pile up in a hurry. And I'm not above picking up a penny or anything I find, as long as it's not too unsanitary. But you find a ton of change on top of drink machines. I've even found $1 up there before, $1 bill. There you go, Jim. That was the same way with me. I got the first 30 rows in copper hours box, and then Stan found the silver in the last 20. That was the thing. If you know, if you only had the knowledge that you have now, and could think along the lines of, you know, my grandmother, she worked at a laundromat, and I used to go out there in the summer times and stay with them, and just imagine the amount of change you could have poured over in that situation at a laundromat. And the album that she left me after she died, it were coins that she had found and put together through all that time. And she had a can in her cedar chest that had a note in it that said, "For the grandkids only." And then after she died, my uncle took all those coins and made each of the grandkids an album with them. So it's pretty special.